Today I'm gonna try drawing in Clip Studio Paint for the first time in my life on the iPad. This is one of the most popular drawing programs, but I've never actually tried it myself. In this review, I'm gonna show you all the cool features on the Clip Studio and tell you why I enjoyed using it on my tablet, such as customizable 3D models for references, which just blew me away, with super fun hand tracking and 2 program modes. Simple mode for easy drawing and studio mode with all the cool features. The biggest advantage of this program is that the smartphone version is absolutely free to use. You can draw in it for 30 hours a month with absolutely no ads. And you can get a free trial of the full version for the whole 3 months. And it works on a computer, tablets and phones. So I don't know why I've never tried it before. I always wanted, but learning a new program is quite the challenge. So I kind of always pushed it to, maybe later, maybe one day. So when the wonderful people from Clip Studio Paint contacted me and suggested a collaboration, I read it as a sign. The time has come to conquer and master this program. So this video is sponsored by Clip Studio Paint. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. And I'll try to create the whole finished artwork right away today. The key word is try. So we are going to explore the Clip Studio together. Let's start. I've activated my free trial for 3 months, so we have all the features available and we can test them all today. So I guess let's start drawing. For that, we're gonna tap here and we're gonna create our canvas. I usually draw on the A4 paper size with 300 dpi, but today I want to make a very wide, big artwork. I'm still gonna use 300 dpi resolution, so I would be able to print it in the future in a really nice quality. This one will be 6222 and this one 500. So this is like 16:9 resolution, which is like the wallpaper size, bigger, so we could put a lot of details in there if we wanted. The cool thing here is this little button, record time lapse, with which it will automatically create a time lapse of your drawing, which is pretty cool. And you can actually save this preset for the future. For example, this one I can call the wallpaper. We are ready to start. The Clip Studio actually has 2 modes. This one is the studio mode. It has all the features you can imagine, and it's basically a computer version of the Clip Studio on your tablet. And it's extremely customizable. You can put stuff around, move it, set any windows you like, and we're gonna do it later. And I know this looks like you need a whole master degree to figure out, so there is actually a second mode, which is called simple mode. It's located right here. Go here, and right here in menu, switch to simple mode. And our canvas becomes much easier to handle. If you're used to drawing in the drawing programs for the tablets, this mode is much better for you. Here we have layers, size of the brush, opacity of the brush, brush eraser, lasso tool, fill tool, liquify tool, color picker, everything. And in this mode, you can start drawing right away. You just open it, choose the brush you like. For example, here, let's try pencil. It's good for sketching. And you can see actually here, this little circle, it changes the size of the brush. And we can start sketching right away. Very simple little head and stuff. Then you can lower the opacity of this layer, create the new one on top, and zoom in with 2 fingers and start drawing more detailed. Undo, Control Z. You just need to use your 2 fingers and tap them many times. It's super easy and it's super comfortable. And you can just start drawing right away. As you can see, there are some brushes here already. Pen, which is good for the line art because it's very nice and clean, just like this, very nice. Pencil, which is good for sketching, and all the different brushes you might like. We also have here blend, which is kind of like using your finger on a pencil. And I think for the start, these brushes are quite nice. Let me try using liquify here. Just pushing all the face features around a little bit. So this mode is good if you are the beginner, if you want to just start, and if you don't know how to use all those difficult programs with all those features. This one is really simple, and then you can move on to more complicated stuff. But this mode actually has everything for just the comfortable and nice drawing. As you can see, it supports the pen pressure, which means the harder I push on the pen, the thicker the line, and the lighter I push on the pen, the thinner the line. And it also supports the pen tilt, because when I put my pencil straight, you can see just the usual pencil line. If I tilt my pencil, the line starts looking different. Like when you draw with the side of a real pencil, it creates this nice big texture of a pencil. For example, you can draw the shadow with it, just the side of the pencil, and that add little details with the usual pencil. Here you can create more or delete layers. So for example, you've decided to color this picture. By tapping here, you can choose the color of your brush, like this, and let's just color her real quick, just randomly like this, because I want to show you that right here you can choose the blending mode of the layer. I've created a new layer, set its blending mode to overlay, and choose the pink color right here, and I'm gonna put some on her cheeks. This is my favorite method of creating the blushes, of adding color to the artwork, everything. And you can choose any blending mode you like here, including normal. Guess I need some blending right here, just like this. Here you can also delete layer and move the layers higher or lower. So this mode is really nice if you're just gonna sit there and enjoy your calm, peaceful drawing process. But I'm a bit more complicated than that. I've got quite a lot of experience, so I think I would prefer the studio mode. So let's check it out too. To switch back, you need to tap here and switch to studio mode. As you can see, it tells us already that we'll have more features in the studio mode. And here we're back to the studio mode. Here again, you can zoom in and out with your two fingers. This thing is the same. You can undo with your two fingers. The most important studio feature for me is that you can upload own brushes into the Clip Studio. For example, I have my own set of brushes which I really like. I'm using it on all of my devices, in all of the programs, and now I'm going to show you how to load them into the Clip Studio. So here is the Clip Studio, and here are the files on your iPad. So you download the brushes on your iPad, you find the folder in your files with the brushes, and in my case I have the 8BR format of the brush. And these brushes are actually work originally from Photoshop, and Clip Studio supports the Photoshop brushes. So if you'll ever find on the internet any brush packs that you really love, which are for Photoshop, because there are tons of them, easily download them and upload them to the Clip Studio. So here we have our little file, and we just get this menu, take the Clip Studio, and make the divide shared screen. We tap here for the brushes, and here to open the list of the brushes. And now we just drag and drop these brushes right here. And here they are. So here are these brushes. And in the studio mode, you can use any brushes you've downloaded online from the internet. More than that, the Clip Studio has its own library of assets. So you need to tap here, find that very little thing here, and tap search for subtools on assets. And here you get all the things you can download from the Clip Studio asset library. A lot of these things are free, so let's try to download this brush. Open, and it started downloading. To load the brush, it's a pencil brush, so I'm going to load it to the pencils. I tap here, add subtool, and find it in the downloaded materials. I select it and add it. And here we have this new fancy pencil brush. And if we go to the simple mode, we will also be able to upload this brush too. So in a simple mode, we don't have these brushes right away, but we can actually add them from the studio mode. So for that, we just need to open our brush panel, plus import from studio mode, and then just find our brushes. And here we have my essential brush pack. So let me try to import the pencil for sketch. Here it's now in downloaded, and here we can use it nicely. We can have our brushes in the studio mode and in the simple mode. The biggest advantage of the studio mode is that it's very customizable. Very customizable. So let me show you the setup I would prefer to use. So first of all, I'm gonna tap this little button here. It opens this menu and keeps it open all the time while I draw here. I'm gonna put the layers on this side. Then here I'm gonna open the brushes. You can also make it bigger, smaller, how you like. Something like this, and then I'll tap here on the layers to hide them away. Tap on this little icon, watch my layers, choose any layer I need, and when I'll stop drawing, it will go away and disappear. And this thing will stay. If you want it to disappear too, you just need to tap this little arrow here and back. Now we have here the brushes menu and the brush properties, because here we have a brush size, opacity. So I think I have everything I need to start sketching. So I'm gonna merge all these layers. For that, you need to tap this little layer. It's gonna merge your layer with the layer below, and I'm gonna turn off this layer. Creating the new layer, here it is, this little button, and I'm ready. So I have a very rough idea of what I want to create today. I'm gonna draw a 80s plus cyberpunk styled Medusa. Modern, colorful, like super fun. Let me show you. This is her hat. She's gonna hold these headphones. In the other hand, she's gonna hold the old mobile phone. This one, like the old one, flip. And she's gonna have her hair as snakes. So this is like my basic idea. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. Select her. Here is the selection lasso tool. Select her and move. Now I need to understand which button is referred to moving. Yeah, I think this one. Yeah, I got it correct. You see, I'm using it first time. Of course, I Googled how to upload brushes and stuff a little bit, but everything else I'm just following my instincts and icons and images to understand what is what. Here it is. I just tapped somewhere to remove the selection. So the pose is clear, and I really love using references more in my artworks when I draw, and I usually create them myself. For example, for this pose, I would just take a photo of myself like this, see, and that's all. But for more complicated poses, I don't have enough acrobatic skills for some middle air fights, and Clip Studio has really cool stuff in there. Let me show you. So we have here materials, and you see we have here a little button called 3D, and if we open it, here we have tons of stuff, 3D models, and my favorite thing here is body type. Let me show you. You just take this girl and you drag this model right here on your artwork, and it creates the new layer with this model. Now you can manipulate this 3D model as you want. How cool is that? I've been wanting something like this for ages, and here we finally have it. So we need to rotate this pose a little. Wow, okay, that is like really nice. Yeah, double tap works here, nice. I can undo, making it bigger. How? One maybe? No, here it is. Making her bigger, moving like this, a bit bigger again. Now we can pose her. Ooh, this is like nice. And you can actually just drag parts of the body. This is like super easy. How to, like this. Take some understanding of 3D modeling, I guess. Try working with second hand. Yeah, this one feels more successful. Oh yeah, nice. Oh yeah, this, nice. Now we need to adjust this hand to work properly. And I think it works now. And we just, yeah, we can just drag it in 3D space like this, just here. The pose is kind of ready. I like it. This is a really nice reference. Yeah. And now to the super fun part. You see her hand? You can actually zoom in and try to edit each single finger for your hand pose, or you can do something amazing. You just tap on this 3D figure. Then you see these little teeny tiny arrows are hidden here. You tap them and you choose the hand scanner. It turns on the camera of your iPad. You see, this is you. And now, how to show you like this. Yeah, see the hand is moving. It captures the movement, so you can actually create the right hand pose for you under different angles and stuff. So I think this one is nice. I'm gonna pose capture and let's tap on just OK right now. One hand is ready. We need to just rotate it a little bit. Not this thing. Yeah, like this. Nice. And the second hand, again, tapping right here, hand scanner, right hand now. And yeah, so cool. Look at that. Can even create some complicated hand gestures. Yeah, like this. I mean, the finger is doing funny things, but honestly, it works. So I want kind of the same pose for this hand. Pause capture, okay, and rotating it how we need. Yeah, I'm getting better at it. And here we have our perfect reference. If you want to go a bit further and say well, the face is not what I want, you can actually add a head base. Let's try to add it here. Can also rotate it, kinda replace it. Some manipulations, yeah. A bit creepy, but you get it. The cool thing is, if you tap here on this settings tool and find the facial features, you will see that you can actually edit the facial features of your model like in a video game. You can adjust all the facial features, create the portrait you need. It's super customizable, so you can make any kind of portrait character you want. Yeah. And here is a light source. You can also edit it. So we can make the usual light source direct. And there's a lot of settings here. I think there are settings about everything here. So just check it out yourself. I'm just blown away with all of these features, honestly. And you see the body also changed the light source. Well, that's logical because you have one light source for the whole composition. And now we have a super perfect reference with everything, even the lighting. So we can open brushes again. Here we're gonna turn off this layer with sketch and create the new layer on top. You can actually lower the opacity of this layer with 3D model to be able to draw on top of her on a new layer. Let's do just that. I know you can think it's cheating and stuff. I don't care. I've been working too long on this 3D model to just skip it. So let's use it as drawing base. So here is my pencil for sketch, the new layer, and finally let's start creating a character. So it just feels a bit weird that I'm trying to use the base because I'm never doing that usually, and I'm still gonna use my style and stuff. I'm just using this base roadmap of the face elements and stuff. Ear, nice. Let's draw just the head without the hair. This is gonna be the hairline. It feels so strange to draw over the base. I'm never doing that. And I'm gonna change some of the body features here right away. The neck is too thick on my vision. The shoulders are a bit too small and stuff. So I'm gonna adjust the anatomy a little bit closer to my style. And also I need the head a little smaller. This one too big. Maybe tilt it a little bit. Okay, brush. Maybe I should put the brush also on the right side here, and this one also here. I still prefer the photo references just because the anatomy is clearly more correct and you can see all the muscles and complicated things, the clothes and everything. Using her as a guide, is like guidelines, is amazing. And for complicated poses, no way you're gonna make a backflip or something. Let's move closer to her hands. I mean, this is like... I feel like cheating. I mean, I know how to draw hands, but this is fun, okay? 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers. And now we can turn off this 3D model, I think. And we have our base. Let's give her some really nice clothes on the new layer, just because I like creating as many layers as I can. So first of all, she's gonna like look at the camera and stuff. She's gonna have her big headphones. I don't know why I've drawn the ear then, but okay. This one like this. Choker for fun. The cell phone. I'm gonna think of its design later. Antenna, of course. Snakes are gonna be located here like this. So I think this thing should be bigger. And the snakes are gonna be hissing like this. I'm gonna give her some nice top. The black one, just the usual top. Maybe some snake tattoos too later. Some high chains. And the fluffy like crop coat or something. Yeah, this is nice. Merging the layer below like this. I'm gonna liquefy the whole pose. Need a bit bigger brush. Huge one. To liquefy the whole pose and make her a bit more dynamic. Lowering the opacity of this layer again and creating like new layer for the super clean sketch. And here I'm adding a bit more of my style, a cute little detail here. Eyebrows, nice ones. So I just wanted to flip the canvas horizontally and I found a really nice cool feature which I really loved. I'm gonna show you it right now. So you go to the window and navigator right here, and you get a window with your artwork, like the second one with the small version. So when you draw up close, you can still see how it looks from far behind, because sometimes, you know, I get too used to the artwork, so you need kind of to freshen it up. That you have this little window up here. Of course, right now it takes a lot of space, so I'm gonna take it and move it up here, I think. I need to figure out how would I do that. Like this, and maybe, yeah, switch them. Nice, I think it's perfect. And now here we have a little teeny tiny icon, and we can flip our canvas horizontally as much as we want, vertically. So I'm gonna flip the canvas horizontally because it's much easier to draw the second eye like this for me right now, and also to freshen my eye a little bit because I'm getting too used to the view and I can start making mistakes. Drawing the eyes a little. Okay, I think this eye is a little bit too big. Lasso tool, and making it smaller because I'm too lazy to redraw it again. Nice. Now the face. Now I want to give her a little smile, like with the teeth. Little teeny tiny cute teeth like this. Yeah, some cute little smile. Okay, for some reason I've drawn the ear again. Never mind, that's okay. And I'm gonna create the new layer on top because I'm paranoid and like to make all the adjustments on new layers. And let's sketch this girl real quick. Some jacket. Honestly, even this mode is kind of comfortable to draw. I don't know, when you set everything up. It looks a bit more complicated and you need to think a little how to arrange your stuff, but it's more comfortable than I've expected it to be. The studio mode is obviously just the computer version transferred to the tablet, which is actually great because you won't need to learn anything if you go from the tablet version of the Clip Studio to the computer version, because it's the same thing. Wait a second, and I've also heard that Studio has multi-layer liquify, so I guess you'll have to create a folder, put several these little things. We are putting everything in one folder, and then will it work, the layers? Oh yeah, look at that. The sketch layer and the clean sketch layer are like transforming together. That's really cool, honestly. That is really helpful when you have like several layers of one character. For example, you have a shadow on one layer and everything else on another layer, and you want to transform everything. So this thing is great, yeah. And now let's move further. I wanted to make it bigger again, selecting the folder. Oh, this tool is very helpful to here, and you can just transform it, I guess. Yeah, because she's been too kind of small or something. Way better. Continue sketching. Making a very clean sketch. As you can see, I'm very lazy. I'm fixing all of my mistakes with Liquify tool. I hate redrawing stuff. That's why I don't really like the traditional art, because you can't use the Liquify tool there. So as you can see, I want to remove the ear because I've drawn it for some reason. Obviously, I didn't need to do that, but I kind of don't know if I want to remove it for some reason. So for that, I usually use the masks. So I'm selecting this layer with her head and her ear and put a mask on it. You see, here it is. And when you erase stuff on the mask, you can actually get it all back if you want. If you'll change your mind one day, just by drawing on this mask again, you will return the whole ear perfectly. It starts getting together. So I want to draw some snakes now on her head. And on top of the snakes, after I will draw the headphones. Some snakes like this, some snakes like this. Here are also some snakes. I'm gonna draw their heads later and probably just copy and paste several of the heads. Lazy. So for now, she just has some noodles on her head. The hand with the phone. You might think that I'm drawing in this program not for the first time, but actually I am. It's just kind of extremely easy to use. I was expecting something a bit harder just because I'm not used to this exact program, and of course I'm like googling a little things between the cuts, for example this navigator thing, but the workflow itself pretty nice. I can't say anything bad about it, honestly. So this is gonna be our phone. I'm planning to give this coat some extra colors, so I'm gonna blend them right now a little. What I also want to do in the future is give these headphones some spikes. Oh, I forgot one thing. Arc for the headphones, obviously. Forgot about it. Nice. Maybe I want to fix the face a little bit again to make it a little bit more cute. And I also want to draw one snake, which is gonna be right here. Yeah. And some tattoos for the future, just so I wouldn't forget about them. Maybe some extra star and the moon, like these cute things you would put on your phone and would just dangle there for no reason, but it was cute. The sketch is ready, finally! So we can go to the next step. The next step is black and white, grayscale step. I like drawing everything in grayscale first because you don't need to think about any colors, combinations, anything at this step. It's just pure fun, and you can clearly see the values, how you should put them. So I'm gonna duplicate this folder with the sketch and keep the previous folder with the sketch, like the duplicate, for just the future, because I like to save the steps. And in this new folder, I'm gonna create a new layer on the bottom, like below everything. Take some gray color, this one I guess, lower the opacity of the sketch. So I'm just gonna take this magic wand, tap somewhere around this girl, so I've selected everything that is not her, and I'm gonna reverse the selection, probably this one. Yeah, looks like the reversion, so it's the reversion. And on this layer, the lowest layer, I'm gonna just fill it with a gray color, and that's it. Taking the brush, creating the new layer on top. Here, clip to layer below. It means if we take the darker color and try to draw everywhere, we'll be able to draw only inside the layer below. And below we have this grayscale layer. Everything that is transparent is gonna stay transparent. This will allow us to make a shading super fast and nice. I'm gonna take a soft brush. This is my favorite brush. This is just the air brush, usual air brush. You can find it anywhere. I think it's right here somewhere. Soft, you see airbrush. It's everywhere. I just made my own. So I'm gonna take it and start shading. Maybe even with a black color, because why not? We're gonna just touch it very transparent. And I'm gonna start shading. I think for this process, because I've started this rendering process, it's easier to go to the simple mode. Yes, switch to simple mode. And here we can easily draw, really easy, because we can adjust the brush size right here. Oh, we need to change brush. Yeah, here we have soft brush from the Clip Studio. And I'm gonna start shading. Can we turn on the 3D layer? Put it somewhere above everything. Yeah, and then maybe move it somewhere. Back to the studio mode real quick. Taking this 3D layer. Maybe we can, yeah, rasterize it. Nice. And now we can move her here. And here you can choose when to show this vanishing point. So I chose show only when editing targets, and now when we draw we don't see this ruler. Now let's go to the simple mode, and now we can draw. Oh yeah, now we have an actual reference for the shading and the character herself, so it's really nice. We don't need to think a lot about the shading, we can just take it from the reference. Some soft eraser too. Yeah, it's working. I mean, that's really nice. Create one more layer, also clip to layer below. Now there are 2 layers clipped to this gray, light gray. I told you, because I like using a lot of layers. And in the case I don't like edits, I can just delete the layer, not undo anything or redraw anything. I just can delete the layer. It speeds up work a lot. So now I imagine the snakes just like a long tubes. It allows me to shade them really fast too. Of course, when you're changing the program, it's gonna feel a little bit unnatural, because all programs work a bit differently. I don't know, it's even hard to explain when you're just drawing it, but you just feel it. It's like a little bit different. The same, works the same, quacks the same, but it's not the same. It's just different. Those little bit tiny feelings are different. But don't let it be the reason not to use a program. Give it a chance. Give it some, like, several days at least. Like, the more beginner you are, the more time you should give it. Because even though I feel like I can draw on anything with anything, for me it's very important how the program feels. As you can see, I draw and it looks really nice. I like how it looks, but it feels really interesting. Soft? I don't know. Okay, for the body, the lighting is easy. For the face is complicated. So it's really cool that you can create this 3D face and shade it as you want and then like use it as reference right away. So yeah, that's why I like using Grayscale. Look at that. Like, I'm not even thinking. Not even changing the color or anything. Not using the color picker every second. I'm gonna call it a color pickle now. And I don't care for now even about values, because I'm gonna use super interesting tool later to color everything. You see like how sketching face took me, like, you don't know, but it took me like an hour or something. And here these are 10 minutes and the shading is already almost ready. I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail, but black and white, so nice. New layer. Clip 2 layer below. Let's take the black color and kind of dive into the details a little bit. And also, you see why I like using different layers, because this is a mistake. Probably tapped it occasionally. I can just remove it without trying to find what was that. Okay, never mind. Oh, I need to save it? Yeah, okay. Good advice. Save your artwork from time to time. Yeah, and you can just remove, erase stuff, and that's it. Just a little bit more detailed shading everywhere. And I think I'm gonna clip the sketch too and put it below even everything like this. Yeah, just a little bit more detailed shading everywhere. I gave her some ups, not too much I guess. Redrawing all the fingers again, little bit. The snakes also, giving them some three-dimensional dimension so they wouldn't look like a flat noodle. And as a final touch, real fast, I'm gonna give her some highlights, like the same with this black color but with a light color. I'm gonna sample this one and make it a little bit lighter, and just some details like nose highlights, eyes highlights, some approximate lips highlights, and here. You see how it immediately pops up with the snakes a little bit, maybe even like they're shiny and stuff. Tapping it a little bit while I draw, it gives them a little bit of texture. It looks a lot more detailed already for some reason. Nice. Maybe I should give her some backlight, cream light. Yeah, to separate her more from everything. Some details on the coat. And here's some details. Again, with some random tapping. It's gonna give it some more texture. Where are you going? Stop it. The phone? Oh, it's saving. Thank you so much for after saving. Considering it's my first time with this program, I'm moving really fast. Whoa, nice. Back to the studio mode. Yes, please. I'm gonna merge all these layers and I'll try to find the curves because this is one of my favorite tools in editing the light and shades and everything. So layer, correction layer. Yeah, here it is, the curve. Also, you see I like it here. The correction layer is a separate layer on which you can keep the effect, so you can turn it off and on anytime you want and you don't have to edit your original layer. This is like super useful. So the curve, oh yes, nice. RGB, yeah, here it is, nice. Yeah, I just wanted to make her a bit lighter because she's too dark, like this. I'm gonna create a layer below and fill it with some color, very dark gray one, I guess. This, perfect. Now I can actually see that she's kind of blends with the background. So let me think. Create the new layer on top. Also, yeah, you need to clip it to this one. Nice. And the new layer, selecting everything that is not girl. On the new layer, filling it with white color, removing the selection and filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Like this maybe. Yeah, now she's separated from the background. I'm gonna work on it manually later, but now that's enough. I think looks better. Finally see her at least. And I actually have some plans for the background. Okay, I don't see where is the canvas. I need to change this color to something darker or lighter. Yes, darker. Okay, that's better. So the background, so here I want to give her some kind of heart, like but the pixel one, and it also will be like a hologram, so make it some stripes like this to make it look like a hologram, and also like frames, photo frames flying around randomly, and some music notes because she's listening to music, of course. So this is my plan, but like make it fancy. And honestly, I like how these Grayscale version look, so I'm ready to move to the next step, which is coloring. So for my coloring, I usually use the gradient map method, and the Clip Studio actually has the gradient map, so I'm gonna use just that. That's awesome. Again, I'm gonna duplicate the folder, merge all the layers with this girl, and I really love that in Clip Studio Paint, the gradient map is located on like the additional layer. Let me show you. Layer, correction layer, new, and the gradient map. So the gradient map allows you to color the artwork depending on the values. You can choose the color for the dark areas, you can choose the color for the light area, and based on that it will be automatically colored. You see, for the blacks they have a gray, for the white they have light yellow, and we automatically colored the artwork, just not the way we want it. Easy fix. You see these things? You can actually remove them and adjust them. Let's color the skin first. So the dark areas of the skin, I'm gonna use a little bit purplish red color. This one, very dark, not very saturated. Let's try this one. I'm gonna remove all the extra. I'm gonna add them, later. For the lightest, I'm gonna use a light skin tone. Now let's choose the middle, orange, like this one. And here we'll have some almost red, I think, color. So my basic rule is for the skin, the lighter the color, the more yellow it is, the darker, the more purple it is, but it's my personal preference. It's my go-to way of coloring. So I'm basically playing with these settings until I like the results. And you see, the adjustment layer has a mask, so we can easily erase, for example, everything, and then draw the skin back where we want the skin color. Next, I'm gonna create the new layer again, correction layer, again with a gradient map, but this time I'm gonna need purple. This one. Try working with it, removing all the unnecessary colors and changing the colors how we need them. Okay, same as with skin, we can just erase everything and draw back what we want to be purple. For example, I want this part of the coat to be purple, and also I want to draw the snakes like rainbow color. So they're also gonna be purple near the roots, snake roots. Next color would be pink. So again, tapping on this layer with the girl, layer, new correction layer, gradient map one. Let's try this one, removing all the beautiful colors, creating some, guess will be a bit blue. This is actually a really nice color. Nice, I like it. Erasing everything again and drawing only what we want to be pink. Phone will be pink too, and put some pink here on the most of the length, I think. Pink is also ready. Next is gonna be blue. Again, layer, correction layer, gradient map, choosing the blue preset, something like this, I think. Erasing everything. I want her headphones to be blue with a black, like here. This coat will be blue here. And the roots of the snakes, I also want to make a little bit blue. I think it's gonna look cute like this. I like this color combination, like purple, blue, pink, everything looks so nice together. Like retro and futuristic at the same time. Now we actually need to add the last color. Layer, new correction layer, gradient map. It's yellow. Removing all the stuff we don't need. Base color should be very, very bright, like toxic even, because it's gonna be a cyberpunkish wave. I think we should leave it like this. Okay, erasing everything. And now let's add the most fun color. Here, this thing will be yellow. This one will be yellow. And here too. Also, some of the snakes are gonna be yellow. And color the heads of the snakes in yellow. This color combination looks really fun. And now when I'm happy with all the colors, I'm gonna merge it. Merge it. Merge it. Nice. Merge. And merge again. Let's duplicate her just in case. Again, I'm like very cautious with each step usually. Oops. Cautious. Deleted everything. Duplicate. Let's save everything. Not close and destroy. Okay. And now when everything is colored and I like the result, I still have a little tweakings to do, because for example the skin color isn't that simple. It has some bluish, pinkish parts and everything, and it's more interesting to add more color into the skin and the whole artwork in general. So to do that, I'm going to create a new layer on top of this girl, clip it to the layer below, to this girl. Set its blending mode right here. You see it's set normal. I'm gonna put it to overlay. Yeah, here it is. Overlay, and on this layer I'm gonna start adding different colors to the skin, to the whole outfit and everything. For example, I'm gonna choose this light pink color and put some of it on her cheeks to make them shine a bit, and on the skin in general somewhere in different places. Then I'm gonna add some very light yellow to her, again everywhere, mostly to the light areas. Some blue to the corners of the eyes, for example, nose highlights, lips highlights, maybe here under the eyebrows, just like a little bit everywhere. It gives the skin color variety, can give it some rim light with it, some highlights and everything. And then just lower the opacity to the point you like it. The new layer, overlay, clip, and start adding some cool different colors everywhere. Like make the blue look more blue and almost glow like this. Here too. Pink one, and add it everywhere. Where is the pink? That's purple, and also add it everywhere. You see, I'm doing it kind of messy and letting the colors blend and get into each other to kind of tie up everything together. And I'm also gonna take some yellow and put the yellow too everywhere, although the yellow is pretty bright already. So yeah. So here's the artwork without the overlay layer with different colors, and here it is with it. Yeah, it became brighter because I felt like it's too dark, you know. And it also became more saturated because it didn't have enough colors and I want it to be colorful. And I wanna lower the opacity a little because it's too bright. But yeah, it became much more fun. We can also color the background, to be honest, why not? We'll take some blue, just fill the background with it. Take the darker color, maybe more purple. And with a big soft brush, we're gonna draw around it like this to concentrate all the attention on this girl. Maybe a bit more blue, this one. Blend everything. Nice. And now it's time for the very detailed rendering. I couldn't wait to start doing that. And the first thing I want to do is to make these snakes. For that, I'm gonna need to upload one of my other brush packs. Here it is. Let's open brushes again. Drag and drop this boy here. Now we just wait. Yeah, here it is. My favorite part of drawing snakes. The new layer on top, flip to layer below. This very first snake brush, choose the white color and start drawing snakes. Just like this. This is always so fun. I mean, look at that. And I'm gonna use the overlay blending mode and it's gonna blend with all the snakes perfectly. But for now I need to see the snakes clear, so I'm just using the normal blending mode. And this is always like so fun. And overlay. I'm gonna edit them later. Like of course I'll need to remove all the snake scales from the headphones, from hands, move them a little, blend them a little bit more everywhere and stuff. But basically, yeah, the whole process is so fun. The snake hat, the colorful one. To be honest, I'm ready to start a beautiful, never-ending journey of rendering. Probably gonna spend several hours more on this artwork. Gonna start today. I don't know when I'm gonna stop, because it's been 4 hours already and I'm exhausted, but I wanted to show you as much as I can today and render with you as much as I could today in this program for the first time. It was a super fun experience. Honestly, I had no idea I would be able to draw something in here. You see, usually when I switch the program, it takes me ages to get used to it. But this one is quite nice. I love that it has 2 modes, the studio one and the simple mode, because probably I would use both. Like the studio mode is very helpful, it has everything, all those features I really like. And the simple mode is it's not distracting you from anything. So we go to the simple mode. and we're ready to render for ages. I always start rendering with the face because it's the most fun part of the drawing. The eyes, the face, these little teeth and stuff. I gave her a little bit of kind of like a cat smile, but I like it. She looks even more cute with it, I think. And I wanted to this part of headphones black to give her a little bit more like alternative look together with 80s and cyberpunk. Why not blend all the aesthetics together? Who's gonna stop us? And I should actually not forget to draw the snakes because I'm starting to forget that the snakes need some head. I hope I won't forget about them. Otherwise, she'll have colorful sausages with scales. I mean, that's a vibe too, but... my back is killing me. I usually draw when I sit on the couch or on a bed, not sitting straight for like 5 hours already. That's too much. My muscles don't exist there, and I'm forcing them to work for the whole day. I'm trying to sit straight for you because if I relax, first of all, I'm gonna put my leg here. This is my drawing pose usually. Do you find it appealing? Oh, my back feels so much better. I'm a drawing goblin. Did you have this kind of phone ages ago, or you already had a nice smartphone and you're the younger one? I didn't have this kind of flip phones, but maybe I had one. It wasn't pink though. Such a vibe. Okay, nice. I actually really like how this girl turns out. Again, this is the first time I'm using this program. I was praying to get something decent looking from the first try, but it looks like my usual drawing and one of the nice ones. I mean, I'm impressed with this stuff and with myself, of course. So it's gonna be a very long process, and I'm really happy that I have this gesture of tapping with 2 fingers to undo stuff because it's my favorite thing like ever to do. Nice! Look at that. I really like how this girl turns out. I spent the next day on a cozy couch with my iPad drawing. And the next day after that too, and I think one more. And while rendering, I've started to think about all the things I enjoyed in this program, especially in studio mode. The first thing is functions. I absolutely love that it has everything in it, from the customizable 3D models so you can create a perfect reference, to my favorite functions like gradient map, curves, masks, and all that fancy stuff. Having it all on the iPad feels amazing. The next is interface customization. Being able to place everything how you like is really comfortable. Like, really. Custom brushes. This is super important for me. I love different brushes and I love creating my own stuff. And the ability to load them yourself or from this gigantic assets library is super cool. The simple mode is great too. It's made for phones and tablets, so you can comfortably work on any device and on any screen size. Because in simple mode, the interface is super small and allows you to maximize the screen space for drawing. And by the way, this time-lapse is created by Clip Studio, because I checked this little box in the beginning. So today I tried to use Clip Studio Paint for the first time in my life on my iPad. Of course, I didn't show you all the features this program has. There are tons of other helpful things in there, but these things I find helpful and use them in my everyday's work. If you want to support me to do more of this kind of content and also to get access to all of my brushes, poses, references, and step-by-step tutorials, consider supporting me on Patreon. Hope you'll find this video helpful, and here is the final result.